Back. Well, let's just catch you up to date with other stories developing at the moment. Traffic volume is now peaking at around 2,700 vehicles per hour on the southbound lanes at the Pumulani Toll Plaza. Holidaymakers returning from Limpopo and other northern provinces to Gauteng after the Easter long weekend. Newzroom Afrika senior reporter Tumaole Mohlaoli there for us. Tumaole, good afternoon to you. Earlier you were at that big roadblock on the N3 south of Joburg with the provincial transport MEC. What happened there?
Well, Stephen, the focus on the roadblock was specifically on transport vehicles and large vehicles like trucks. Okay.
We'll continue to update you with that conversation there. That's an important conversation that's underway at the moment. The situation, of course, with people coming back home from Gauteng. Let's hope that we have a very low road death toll. Well, continuing that, in fact, Tumaole, I think we're back with you now. The situation there, are you expecting that traffic to actually pick up as the day goes on?
Yes, Stephen, that's a word that we're getting from the Gauteng Provincial Traffic Police, saying that as the day goes on, holidaymakers who decided perhaps to sleep in a little later or maybe go on their various excursions wherever they were on their holiday destinations throughout the morning will be heading back now. I can tell you that the update that we're getting from the Bakwena N14 toll concession, of course, they're the ones who are in charge of the toll gate right there behind me, and they are watching the volumes, is that here at Pumulani Toll Plaza, northbound traffic is only 717 vehicles, which is quite low, showing that the majority of the vehicles are coming southbound at 2,792 vehicles. Now, further north at the Carousel Toll Plaza, we are looking at 1,944 vehicles. Now, I'm going to be joined by Obed Sibasa, who's, of course, the spokesperson for the Gauteng Traffic Police, to give us an indication of what's happening on the road. Mr. Sibasa, what can you tell us, rather, about what's going on the provincial roads at this hour?
Yes, as you earlier indicated or mentioned that freeways are now busy. Earlier, I said, on behalf of Gauteng Traffic Police, we said traffic patterns are going to change. Earlier on, we were counting 500 motor vehicles per hour at the Hook Toll Plaza in Heidelberg from Durban. Now it's 1,300 motor vehicles per hour. It has picked up. The N4 from Mpumalanga to Gauteng at Middelburg Toll Plaza, we're counting 1,900 motor vehicles per hour. The same on the N1 from Limpopo to Gauteng. At Carousel, we're counting 2,700 plus motor vehicles per hour. Obviously, it is going to peak as motorists are now approaching Pumulani, heading towards Pretoria, Tshwane, Joburg. That tells you that our freeways are busy as we speak. Fortunately, or currently, there are no incidents or accidents reported. It tells you that road users are behaving on the road. However, 1, 2, 3 will take chances, try to be arrogant, try to speed, recklessness on the road. Some will take chances with regard to drinking and driving, driving under the influence. Of which the 3, we definitely going to take the driver and lock him up.
Can you give us an update of what those particular, pushbacks against those who are taking chances, like you said, have yielded in terms of successes? By successes, I don't mean that it's a success to lock somebody up, but I mean to enforce the law. How many people are now facing the full might of the law or are behind bars?
The last time I checked, 20 were arrested, including the one that bumped our officer. And obviously, numbers are going to change. We're still collating. We will be in a position to give the exact number, probably tomorrow or, day after. We also discontinued a number of motor vehicles. I know between Thursday and yesterday, 90 motor vehicles on the Western Corridor were discontinued because of faulty brakes and steering rack. As I'm talking, we are busy continuing with those operations. Effort is focused on seat belts, driving under the influence of alcohol, roadworthiness of motor vehicles, fatigue, which is a silent killer. Obviously, if you're going to be traveling, you need rest breaks, 2 hours or every 200 kilometers. You cannot move from here to Sibasa in Venda without taking a break. Also important, dangerous driving, driving at excessive speed for the circumstance, high speed or speeding, unsafe overtaking on blind rides. I, will repeat and repeat the unsafe overtaking because it results in head-on collision. Most head-on collisions are fatal. Chances of, a driver and passengers surviving are very slim. So we are saying to drivers out there, let's respect the rules of the road. Help us with your positive attitude, with your positive behavior on the road, respecting the rules of the road. You'll definitely assist authorities in realizing our objective of reducing fatal crashes and fatalities by 25% on national or South African roads.
All right. Obed Sibasa, thank you very much for that. There was Obed Sibasa of the Gauteng Traffic Police just giving us an update on what's happening in the roads. And really, I think the tallying of those figures in terms of the fatalities will only be done at the end of this long weekend, which is perhaps starting from tomorrow, to see whether those stats that he gave us will tally with the stats from the same period comparatively last year. However, the same period comparatively last year, we're still under some restrictions as far as the COVID-19 lockdown, and that certainly seems to have increased or helped in terms of keeping the road fatalities low. Although we did see some concerns raised by the traffic department nationally, Minister Fikile Mbalula saying that motorists were still not behaving, even though during this period they were still opening up and allowing motorists to head to their holiday destinations, and the carnage was very, very much evident. Drink driving, as Obed Sibasa has mentioned, was one of the contributing factors. So we'll keep giving an eye on the traffic volumes. Certainly, people coming back from Limpopo seem to be the biggest contributors in terms of the volumes right now from where I am. And we will give you those updates as and when it happens. And if we move to other toll gates. Stephen.
Tumaole Mohlaoli, thank you very much indeed, as always, keeping an eye on that situation for us. Very, very important. I'm sure you're watching members of your family coming back, waiting for that WhatsApp to show that they're back home safely. Well,